Hello everyone. Why are you touching my Walmart? Hello everyone. Today is a very special bathroom of solitude. Not because she's here. She's here. Ow! She's here to support commentary on something I haven't even told her about. She only knows the topic, and it's about video game music, graphics, and story, and how I had to reevaluate everything. Now, we already know that gameplay is the number one most important thing in any game ever.
Why people play video games.
Yes, that's very true. However, if everybody remembers me saying beforehand, I don't even know if I'm on the camera, but I don't care. The blah blah blah.
Yes.
Okay. The point of the blah 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 of music, as you guys remember me saying before, is that it pretty much the lungs of gameplay. Basically, music gives you that drive to get through that stage, or that serene feeling when you're in a soft area of respite, or that pump-up feeling when you're fighting a boss. And as I said before, try playing a game like Castlevania with the music off, or fucking Mario Brothers. Well, best example would be a slower game like Castlevania, or give me a slow game.
Slow game?
Or yeah, a slow game or something.
Something where the music is
super good.
Super good?
Yeah.
Just super good. Like,
Yeah,
it
just super good.
It doesn't have to be a slow game now.
Yeah, it doesn't have to be
a... I'm sorry, it wouldn't be nearly as fun to watch all those actions and all that gameplay without that awesome music playing. To me, personally.
Okay, well I meant like playing the game.
It is playing in the game.
I meant playing the game.
Oh, okay, hold on.
That's what I meant. And don't make me cry, I mean, you know.
It does give you the drive to keep killing those demons.
Yeah, I mean, basically all I'm getting at, guys, just try playing a few of your favorite games with the music off. And you're gonna notice, and I don't mean like for 5 minutes, I mean for like half an hour or so. And you just tell me your drive from playing with the music on to playing with the music off. You'll lose that drive, I promise you. Like, I don't mean permanently, I just mean like temporarily. Because music, it really just sets fire to the soul. I don't know how to explain it in actual good words. It's just like a driving force. Like, try Metal Slug without music. It just doesn't seem as fun, as actiony. It's like half your brain is being distracted by the music. So it's like forming its own visuals in its head on how it appropriates to the music, to the action that's going on screen. And that's all I have to say about that. That was a little bit too long of a music review.
Well, imagine Tetris songs.
Oh, we couldn't play Tetris without that kind of music.
Exactly.
Yes! I love that. Tetris is a perfect example. In any case, as everybody remembers, I used to say that graphics were not, you know, needed for, like, graphics were the least important thing for a video game. I kind of want to retract that. I've had a lot of time to think. Graphics, still in my opinion, are not that important. However, as you guys know, I'm not too big on story either. However, in a mix of graphics playing off story elements and story elements playing off graphics, that's when things become important. Like, for example, as you guys know, I have Infamous 2, and I plan to be doing a playthrough of that after I'm done with Sonic the Hedgehog. And I want to get into this right now. So the game looks gloriously great, right? Graphics are like fucking top notch. However, I got bored a lot of times playing the game after a while. I mean, you know, besides the absence of most music in the game, it's just, the city itself feels really static. I mean, like, you ever get that feeling when you're playing a game and one of those, like, big games like Fable, and, like, everything you're doing doesn't seem to affect anything at all?
Yeah, that most definitely.
Yeah, that's what the feeling I keep getting in Infamous 2. It feels like I'm not actually doing anything. And the graphics reflect that because it seems like nothing ever actually changes for the worse or the better aside from a few fucking cosmetic changes. It's nothing that really gets me excited. And in the contrast in the beginning of the game when you're looking at Empire City blowing up because of the fucking beast and you're fighting him and things are just getting wrecked, you're like, wow! Holy shit! But, you know, you play the end part of the game and you're like, just taking a stroll through the city. Like, you feel like that gigantic threat that's there, whatever it may be, spoilers, is not really a threat. I mean, yes, I know the game gives you the implication that you're now super powerful and ready to fight, you know, whatever that spoiler thing is, but, and this I'm talking about good ending, but you don't really see what really is at stake. The game doesn't give you what's at stake like it did in the beginning. Another game that had this problem was Uncharted 3. Big time. She knows about my complaints about that. Essentially, there's this part in Uncharted 3 where you end up on the cruise ship of this pirate, and it looks fantastic. The technology that went into this one level was amazing. I did not understand why I was really on there. As a story point, I did not understand why I was there, and I started to realize, wow, I'm actually giving a shit about at least the plot elements in this game. And being on this ridiculously good-looking cruise ship, I don't fucking care. There's no actual point to be here. It feels like Naruto filler. It feels like filler. And I didn't feel any actual drive. I stopped multiple times on the filler part with the fucking boat graveyard and the fucking cruise ship because I didn't feel like playing. No matter how fantastic it looked. I did not feel like playing because suddenly I felt like I was going nowhere.
I didn't even want to play it. After watching you, after I got it for you and watched you play it, and you knew I played Uncharted 1. I was playing Uncharted 2.
Uncharted 1 aged horribly.
But I didn't even want to play Uncharted 3 after watching you play. Just halfway through, I fell asleep.
Yeah, I know, right? Okay, reporting back. Now let's take, for example, a game like... An older game that's not from this era. Rayman 2. Now, I know what you guys are getting at. Rayman? Are you going to talk shit about Rayman now? No. Look. The great thing about Rayman 2 is that somehow, with the little story it had, with the pirates coming in and the looms and all that crazy bullshit, the game's world felt immersive. Even if it was linear, there was like... It felt like you were in Wonderland crossed with Willy Wonka's Chocolate Factory, crossed with fucking Captain Hook's ship that was on LSD. Like, the ship was literally on LSD itself, and it was all over the fucking place. You remember the last level flying around on that fucking missile thing, and it looked wondrous. Even today, it just looks wondrous. Why? Because it just pulls you into that world. It pulls you into what's going on. You just want to go and explore. Even if it's just a level select, you just want to see everything around you. It was just, and even when you see it, you just kind of want to see it again because everything just flows so well into it. Even, and if you guys don't understand what I mean, let's go into Clock Tower for the Super Nintendo. Horror game. One of the very few horror games that scare me next to Fatal Frame.
I actually played Clock Tower recently.
Oh.
I really did.
Yeah, what'd you think?
I don't play it in the middle of the night when you live where there's a bunch of sounds and you just kind of like push the game away because you're just like,
Yeah.
It scared the crap out of me and didn't help that there was a bunch of noises outside.
Yes. So,
especially when that monster chased me and it chases you through the rooms. Yeah, that's what scared me.
Slither Man?
Yeah. I thought I was safe and I was like, oh, okay, yeah, I'm in a different room because other games nowadays you go through a different room, the monster doesn't follow you.
Yeah, he must have stuck it right to your back.
Yeah, it scared the shit out of me.
In any case, somehow this game just pulls you in with its narrative and its overall look. I mean, the lights go out, you're weak and helpless. There's nothing you can really do to fight whatever the fuck Scissor Man is. Or Miss Mary, gee cripes. And it's just, you open the bathroom, like, you do this to the bathroom, and you see, like, just Laura's body. I think it's Laura. Well, I don't know if it randomates between the girls, but you just see that body hanging there. Even if it's just Super Nintendo graphics, it's like, what happened here?
Especially your imagination's great.
Yes, and see that's another thing. The imagination of the mind pulls you into that shit.
The way it narrates, it actually, even if you weren't watching the game, you were just reading it. It's just like when you're reading a book. It has such a narration. It pulls you into the story where you have this game literally playing in your mind while you're playing it.
And the thing is, guys, I'm still not that big into story, but it's the way how story is even set up. I mean, even if it's just from an instruction booklet, if it sets up the world and you're just exploring what I mean, let's take Minecraft. I'm gonna use Minecraft.
Why did you say Minecraft?
Minecraft. Okay, look, I can't believe I'm gonna say this, but you go into Minecraft and you see everything the fucking block, and you're like, what the fuck? But then you start to get pulled in. You know why everybody got pulled in? Because literally, what does everybody see? Building blocks. Building blocks of life to do whatever the fuck you want. And it captivated people. Which you could do even before you could do all the complicated shit you could do now. It just pulled you in with such a simplicity, and just the fact there was blocks, the brain would think, fucking building blocks. Fucking amazing.
I'm going to build this fucking city of awesomeness.
It will be all cubed! But geez.
No child will be safe. All corners are sharp.
Ugh. But that's basically where I'm getting at. I mean, graphics on its own is worthless. Just like story on its own is sort of worthless. Without the one to pull in the other, it just doesn't work. It's like, okay, let's take Kingdom Hearts Dream Drop Distance, the most recent Kingdom Hearts I can think of. Do you know why that game doesn't work? I mean, I had fun with the game. I'm not gonna lie. It did have phenomenal gameplay, but I found myself putting it down a lot because I just could not believe just what I was looking at some point. Except for Fantasia Stage. And Fantasia Stage and fucking the Musketeer Stage. Oh my god, I played through all of those in one go with both Riku and Sora. Now that was immersion. I don't know what it was about those stages, but like, whoa, I was immersed. But everything else about the game, the story made no goddamn sense. Because of all the time travel. And eventually, after I got past Twilight Traverse Town.
Yeah.
I was like, what the fuck? Tron World, perfect example.
Oh, I
quit there. I kept, like, that level took me the longest to beat simply because I was like, put down. Because the story for that world was all over the place. And I know it's based off Tron Legacy, which the story is already all over the place. And just what I wasn't feeling it. What I was looking at was boring. Well, as I said, music is playing an important factor, but we're trying to keep it out of this conversation. And just the story for it sucked. It was like, I don't want to play. This part is boring. Like, I don't care if this place actually has like the better boss fights. I mean, I like you fight Tron? Whoa! But all that wasn't worth going through. It just, hell, even the fight against Tron lost its meaning simply because of how it was handled. And even though it looked cool, because of how it was handled storyline-wise, I just didn't feel right.
I was actually going to agree, and I didn't really like the way it ended, the way the lines went right after it ended.
Oh, you mean how it didn't end?
Yeah.
Yeah, didn't make no sense, did it?
Do you remember what Sora says?
Something about fucking, I don't remember.
I can't remember either. I just remember I didn't like it. Something about him still being good, he only knows it. Something like that.
Yeah, I don't even think if the Tron world is actually in the Dream world or something. I know Riku is, but something about fucking Ansem or something saying Zenm is saying that world wasn't even in the Dream world. So, what the fuck. If you need to go, you take care. I'll finish this on my own. I'll do it. I'll brave it for the both of us. But I think I've already gotten my point across. It's just, like, take Alpha Man. Very simple DOS game. Where all the graphics are characters on a keyboard. with only the text to tell the story, and even of the combat. And yet, once you get the story, and you're traveling around this wasteland, this radioactive wasteland, it was Fallout before it was Fallout, I swear to God. Like, you see, like, after you've gotten your ass kicked a few times, and you're just traveling around, and you see an antelope, which is just a capital A, being followed by a bunch of red little F's, which is fire ants, an antelope leading a charge of fire ants. Imagination blows up with the text, and just looking at it on the screen, you can somehow visualize everything. Yes, I know I'm now saying that imagination has something to do with it, but it really does. And when a game like Infamous 2 throws at you such static shit, the imagination has no actual chance to grow through it. Unlike games like Rayman, or fucking Clock Tower, or Alpha Man, or hell. Even sometimes with Kingdom Hearts, I know some of us try to fill out the blanks with the Disney worlds. It's all about immersion. And that's what I mean by graphics and story. Is that if they work off each other well, it can just pull you in. It doesn't need to be great looking graphics. It just has to be the graphics that match the story to immerse you in. That's the bottom line. This has been Lewis per hour, and I don't even know if I got my point across. As just to reiterate, it's not how good the graphics look or how great the story is. It's about how the story intertwines with the graphics. And vice versa. Because even a game with even the storyline being in its fucking instruction book, which if it establishes a nice world with the way it looks, and then you combine that with the music, and you combine that with the gameplay, whoa. I don't know if I got my point fully across because now it may be seem like I'm talking about games with good stories. Even games with, not that great stories. Like, people talk about the Mega Man story all the time. All the time, trying to piece together. That's what I'm talking about. Even with the simplest thing, as long as we have that, and we have what we're looking at, we have the music, and we have the gameplay, we have Mega Man. If any of those, especially gameplay and music being the foundation, if any of those actually just fall apart, no, gameplay, music, and graphics intertwined with story are the three foundations, I believe, of video gaming. There we go. That's what I'm getting at. And any of them that breaks down, especially gameplay, ruins everything. Because really, could you imagine playing Final Fantasy VII with a bunch of gray blobs? I bet you nobody would have played it. I wouldn't have played it. But, I'm just talking about that aspect. Like I said, music and gameplay is important too. You guys take care.